Hello BookTube, it's Ben here from the History Fellow channel. I thought I'd fall in line and do like a tag for Tag Tuesday. Although knowing me, I might put the video up on Monday just to be awkward and a little bit different. But I found I was having a look at Steve Donahue's channel and came across one of his tags he's just done called the 26 random questions tag. So I thought it might give you a little bit more about me, because there's not many books mentioned in the questions, but it might help you find out more about me rather than the books I read. So let's get started. There is a link to the video that Steve did below this video, so feel free to go and have a look at that if you wish as well. Question number 1. Which YouTube rabbit hole have you recently gone down? Recently I've found loads of, obviously I look at lots of history type stuff on YouTube, and I've found a few channels that do a lot of videos and work on medieval history, and I've been looking into lots of medieval history stuff, history, kings, queens, so I've been looking at a lot of them. Quite interesting. Some of the channels that I've found really do make good videos. Certainly some of them are made just for YouTube rather than going out on like proper television. But I often find that when I'm trawling around and you go down, something piques your interest, and it can lead off to any number of sort of videos on that particular subject. And with YouTube it's quite varied, because obviously you've got lots of people contributing to YouTube, so then brings up lots of different channels. Because I've been reading a lot of videos on stairs. So stairs as in stairways that you walk up and down. So I've been finding some of those, and they've been a bit novel and quite interesting. 2. What's your latest earworm? I don't think I have one. I don't tend to have earworms. If anything, my wife will sometimes say she's got this song in her head that she can't seem to get rid of, and I tend to then recommend something like the Itsy Witsy Teeny Weeny Polka Dot Bikini song. I tell her to think of that for a few minutes, and it usually does get her mind off sort of earworms. Number 3. Which kind of music do you listen to most? Usually I like things like the naughty kind of, I suppose you'd call it light, noughties music, rock, punk. But I've also been lately been listening to a lot of like 70s and 80s music. No particular bands, but just whatever I can find on YouTube, and put it on whilst I'm working and let it play along. Number 4. Do you set, or do you need to get, hang on, wait there, I'm mixing up the two questions here. Number 4. What do you need to get better at? Probably I'm going to say concentration. I'm one of these people, I'm always reading little bits of information or getting reading lots of media and getting bombarded by various things, and then I can't keep me the focus then on the one subject. I let things get into my head, so I'm thinking about this and then I think about that and think about this, and then tend to find, what I was originally going to do I'm not getting done and that sort of thing. So I need concentration, probably. Number 5, do you set goals, and what are your goals for 2022? I don't set any goals really. My only goal is to be able to wake up in the morning. If I've woken up that morning, then I've achieved that. Other than that, I don't really like setting goals because they don't tend to work. I might do a list of what books I might fancy reading this month or next month, that sort of thing. But then I very rarely accomplish that because I get various things come up and then I don't get round to reading them, or I get other books coming in that I quite fancy reading there and then. So yeah, it kind of harks back to the being disorganised thing again. When did you last lose your temper? I don't think I've ever really lost my temper because I've known, I think if I lost my temper I'd then get physical. So I always think, right, I need to control my temper, and then I'm not going to do something I regret or really don't want to do, that sort of thing. I remember as a child, getting into a few scuffles or fights and that sort of thing, and kind of never really enjoyed them. But I was kind of one of these kids that didn't look out for scraps or fights, but I'd always fight for the underdog. I could never go around and see some younger kid being beaten up or picked on or something like that. So I'd always stick up. That was my thing. I always stick up for the underdog. But I haven't. I can't remember the last time I lost my temper. Number 7. Do you swear too much? I swear on the odd occasion. Usually when I'm tired or fed up or annoyed. I might say the odd expletive, or sometimes I might say it for comic effect, like if I've been telling a joke, or if a swear word would sound funnier, I might then use it. But when you've had parents who have brought you up and they've never really liked swearing in the house, that you tend to then be able to learn to control that. And the wife's not keen when I swear anyway, because she says it doesn't sound right coming from me, so it's just easier not to. Number 8, do you spend too much money on shoes? No. I've got a pair of trainers which I think I've had about 6 or 7 years, and they do need replacing. They're getting old and the soles are starting to go, or they wear on the side of the bottom because of the way I walk. So I do need a new pair, but I'll probably replace them with another pair of trainers for about 20-30 quid. Other than that, I've just got a couple of pairs of slippers. So that's kind of all I really need, really. I don't need posh, smart shoes for anything, really. Number 9. What is the worst book you have ever read? I'm not really sure if I'm finding a book hard to read, or it's just really not interesting, or I don't like the way it's been written and that, I just won't finish it. There's no point in me wasting time on a book that's badly written or not very good. So I'll just drop the book immediately and find something else. So that means I then don't tend to remember those books. And if I don't like the worst book, if I'm not keen on a subject, or I'm likely to think it's not a good book, it's bound to be about a subject I'm not interested in. So therefore I tend to not read the book in the first place. So I don't come across many bad books, not in sort of non-fiction history. Number 10, are you a homebody or an out and abouter? I have to say I'm probably my family would say I'm a homebody. I don't go out the house very much for anything in particular. The wife will go off and do the shopping. It means I don't have to. Or the boys will go with her if they want to get something in town. But no, I'm quite a homebody. I don't think I've left my town. Actually, I went for my booster jab in Haverfordwest, which is the next town along, about 2 weeks ago. And before that, I can't remember the last time I was out of town. Probably sometime in the summer. Do you take do you take naps? No. I don't like taking naps during the day because if I fall asleep on the sofa or in my chair and in the middle of the day, and then I wake up, I usually wake up with a headache, or I'm really tired, or so no, I'd like to try and get through the whole day without having a nap. Plus I'm not that old yet. Have you ever been to Minnesota? Nope, never been to America at all. The first I've ever been is I lived in Cyprus for 3 years when I was a child, because my dad was in the RAF. But that was back in the mid-80s. That's certainly not been to Minnesota. Have you ever tried to emulate someone? Nope. I don't think so. I don't really see why you should want to be anyone else, because then you don't have the brilliance of you. So there's no point in trying to be someone else, because you're never going to manage it. Just be happy being you and realise that everyone's an individual and everyone's wonderful in some aspect. Number 14. What is the worst thing you have ever eaten? Oh. Well, I don't like seafood. Basically, if it's come out of the sea, I really won't like it. I don't mind, a piece of cod with me fish and chips or something like that. But no, I'm not a great lover of seafood. I've tried squid before and just don't get on with seafood. So that would be my worst thing. Do you enjoy going to bars / pubs? I don't mind going to a pub, but we don't really go to many or very often. I think last time was when we went out to one in town in the summer for my son's birthday. Went down there for a meal, had a good time, but that was about it. To be honest, it just lately it just seems to cost so much. Whether you're buying a few pints or you get your rounds in the meals, these days the price of them just seems to be going up and up and up, no end. So no, I'm not a big socializer outside the house, and my wife, we've never really gone down one of these couples that goes down the pub every weekend or something like that. So we'd rather spend the evenings in together, reading books or watching films and TV, that sort of thing. When was the last time you had a hangover? Or actually, I think I was about 6, and I'd got hold of my mum's sherry bottle or something like that, and managed to drink half of that, and then my mum got up, and obviously I was very unwell, and she hung me over the side of the bath, and I was just filling the bath up with sick, or me being ill really. So no, I think I learned from an early age not to go near the alcohol. Number 17. When did you laugh out loud when you were reading? Most of the books I read aren't that funny, but I've got a book which is a collection of Blackadder scripts, which is a comedy we had over here in the UK, and I love Blackadder, and reading that book I'm always laughing about that, because in my mind I'm putting the voices from the TV show into the book of what I'm reading. Just entertains me, that comedy anyway, so I enjoy the books. Number 18. How do you label yourself politically? Ooh. I would say I'm left wing. You see, I'm finding I was left wing, but I'm finding myself moving slightly towards the centre. I would certainly be in this country what you class as a Labour supporter, or what you class in the America as a socialist. But I find I'm moving slightly towards the centre, because it depends really. I mean, my political beliefs, aren't all on the left for everything. So on certain subjects I believe differently politically, if that makes sense. So I mean, when it comes to like crime, murder and bad things like that, I find I'm more right wing. But then I also believe in that everyone should have a right to an education, and a fair education, and people should have health care, and it should be available to all. It shouldn't just all be for the rich shouldn't be getting the best. And I'm a big food bank supporter, as in the government needs to start controlling retail companies and food companies, in that food should be made more available to everybody, and people shouldn't be having to rely on food on... let me get it straight. People shouldn't be having to rely on food banks to feed their families and their kids. Food should be cheaper, and there should be food for all. No child should go hungry, or family go hungry at all. So I'm a bit left wing and centrist, really. Number 19. What was the name of the last movie you watched? Ooh. I watched a film called Villain, which was about it's like an East End gangster. A man's sent to prison. We never actually find out why, but he's sent to prison for 10 years, and then he comes out, and his brothers let the pub go to rack and ruin, and they're all in broken relationships, and this gentleman who was sent to prison, he's lost his family, and then of course he's then coming out of prison and then having to sort out all the problems that the brothers got the family into, and then they're all in 100 grand's worth of debt, and there's East End gangsters involved, sort of thing. So it was a good film. Probably wasn't the best film, but it kind of filled time, I think. But it was called Villain, and it was on Netflix. So if you get Netflix and you can find it and you want to watch it, then you can look it up. Do you want or have kids? Could you give any advice? I have two boys, Finley and Ollie. They're 17 and 18. They're now both at college. One wants to go into farming, and the other's going to go into business. They're a couple of well brought up kids, if I don't mind blowing my own trumpet on that, but no, they've turned out into a couple of decent lads, and yes, very proud of them, certainly. And advice, the only advice I would say is just be fair and let them do what, within reason, let them do and be who they want to be, because they're obviously going to grow up and live their own lives, so they deserve to be able to achieve what they want to do in life rather than what a parent wants them to be like. Number 21. Do you get on with your siblings? I have a brother. He's 3 years younger than me. We haven't spoken for about 5 years. We get on, kind of. I'm sure I think certain things about him, and he probably thinks certain things about me, so I mean, we kind of get on amicably. 22. Do you have any serious problems with any book? No, I don't think so. Not with any of the books that I read. Some of them, obviously, if they were written slightly differently, they'd be a bit more entertaining, but no, most of the books I read I tend to get on well with, and they seem to be well written and informative. 23. Do you have a favourite movie or TV theme song? If I go back to when I was a kid, I used to like watching the A-Team and Airwolf, the Equalizer. I used to like that theme tune. And I always used to like the theme tune to NYPD Blue. But nothing sticks out other than the Blackadder theme song or Dad's Army theme song. Do you enjoy your job? Yeah. What do you love about where you live? Actually, I don't. It's nice. It's a small town. That's probably the best bit about it, really. But there might be some changes soon in the future, so I'll let you know that then. And 26, who is your celebrity crush? I don't need to have a celebrity crush. I already have a crush, and that's my wife. And she kindly, or amazingly, agreed to marry me. So I'm more than happy with that. Anyway, that's the 26 questions. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please feel free to drop them down below in the comment section. And I shall see you very soon for another video, probably in the next day or so. Thank you.